Good evening. The date is April 25th, 1999. I'm Kyla Kessler with 60 Minutes. In breaking news, former Soviet Union Biological Weapons Director Dr. Ken Alibek has come forward to the public with insider information about the weapons program in the former Soviet Union. Alibek was a physician in the Soviet Army, and after years of training, he entered the bioweapons field in 1975 and rose up through the ranks, devising ways to harness microbial agents into deadly weapons throughout the Cold War. Alibek became the first deputy director of the biological weapons program Biopreparat in 1988. He defected shortly after the fall of the Soviet Union and secretly moved his family to the United States in 1992, where he became a valuable resource to the United States government for years by giving information about the bioweapons program to officials. Earlier today, Alibek has openly stepped forward to the public, divulging previously kept secrets about the weapons program. This past fall, Alibek wrote a novel entitled Biohazard, the chilling true story of the largest covert biological weapons program in the world, told from inside by the man who ran it. The book went on sale this Tuesday. And now, we have an exclusive interview with Dr. Ken Alibek himself.
Thank you for joining us, Dr. Alibek.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about your work in the Soviet Union. How did you become involved in the biological weapons program?
I graduated from military medical school in 1975, and I received an offer to work for the government shortly after. I was honored to be able to work to defend the Soviet Union. I started to work at the birth facility, and then I transferred to the Moon Nisk. When I became deputy director, I was 37 years old, and then I was the director of Biopreparat, which was the main developer of the biological weapons of the Soviet Union. I developed both the Tulimaria weapon and the plague weapon.
Why did you agree to develop these weapons?
At the time, we were responding to the US and their allies. We had information that they were developing biological weapons, and we were defending ourselves. Also, the honor and prestige that these positions allowed gave my family and I a better life, one that we couldn't have otherwise.
How powerful was the Soviet Union bioweapons program?
The Soviet Union was the most powerful weapons program in the world. We were efficient and advanced, and we were developing brand new genetically modified microorganisms for our weapons. Anthrax, smallpox, Marburg, plague, brucellosis. Here's just a few examples of what we were testing, using, and modifying. We were constantly developing new ways to deliver these agents. Bombers and missiles could easily release deadly weapons and kill millions.
Could you describe your challenges in dealing with the moral implications of your job?
I took an oath as a physician to protect people's lives, and instead, I spent over a decade creating ways to deliver deadly biological agents to enemies. However, at the time, defending the Soviet Union from attack was all the overall goal, and I pledged my allegiance to the Soviet Union and this cause, and I would not break it. I had to press forward.
So what made you decide to divulge this information to the United States, and why did you decide to go public?
Government officials asked me to keep quiet, but I just couldn't. The danger of a biological weapons attack is too real, and the public must be aware.
What would a bioweapons attack be like on a major city like New York City?
Depending on the type and the means of application, the result could be millions dead, probably half the population. We designed and manufactured these weapons to be more potent and powerful than anyone has ever seen, and it would spread and take effect before the public had any idea what was happening.
What can the U.S. do to protect its citizens from such an attack like this?
We're going to organize a special panel of scientists, military and government officials to create a national biodefense program. We need to preemptively strike by creating an advanced defense system specialized for biological warfare.
Thank you for your time, Dr. Alibek. This has been very informational.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alicia and Dr. Alibek. Here to discuss the implications of the public's new knowledge is Rachel Weber, former senior executive of the Department of Homeland Security. Hello, Rachel. How do you think the general public will react to this new biological weapons information?
Well, Kyla, I think that this will clearly instill fear in the American public. While the Cold War is over, the fact that biological weapons could be in the possession of our enemies in the Middle East creates a brand new fear in the U.S. The possibility of an attack on U.S. soil becomes much more real.
Is there a need for concern?
We do not believe that we are in imminent danger, but as always, it is important to be cautious.
Well, we're about out of time, but is there anything else the public should know?
The U.S. has one of the best defense systems in the world, and the public will be updated if there is a threat.
Thank you for your time, Rachel. We'll be back after a short commercial break, but up next, it's only 251 days until the predicted Y2K. How should you be preparing, and will you survive?
Thank you for joining us, Dr. Alibek.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
What can the U.S. do to protect its citizens from such an attack?
Organize a special panel of scientists, military, and government officials to create a national biodefense program. We need to preemptively strike by creating. What is that?
You said it right.
Did I?
Yeah, you
I
did.
smirked though.
Could you describe your challenges and wait? I have no idea what the question is.
And after years of training, he entered the bioweapons field in 1975 and rose up through the ranks, devising ways to harness microbial agents. Alibek became the first.
Sure.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No.
Can we edit it? Oh, sorry, my bad.